Well, good evening and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We're broadcasting live and then on demand on Roku, Apple Television, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, and of course, if you're a bit old-fashioned like John Hayden, YouTube and Facebook. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. I'm your anchor at It's Happening Out, Al Ferguson. Welcome to Season 4 of the first LGBTQ plus talk show of its kind in the world. We're going to laugh and play through our LGBTQ plus world next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out.
Rihanna, we waited
It's
for
been
you.
over 6 years since the 9-time Grammy winner
Rihanna is who everybody is
Riri,
waiting
where
for.
have you been?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know.
It's all happening out tonight. With your hosts, gay guru Al Ferguson, lesbian activist Faye What, pansexual leather daddy Elimination, drag queen and comedian Auntie Maim, Latino muscle bear Jonathan Casañas, Gen Z political advocate Max Venning, Gen Z bear and actor Cameron Glass, leadership coach and leather sir Mark Moffitt, Indo-Caribbean artist Trinidadi, Muslim American communications exec Cal Gajraj. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, the Season 4 cast is the most diverse in our history. We have two guests with us this week. From South Florida Gay News, the community editor, John Hayden. And we're also joined by trans activist and reality television star, Rajee Narine-Singh. Thanks for joining us tonight.
My sibling.
Well, It's Happening Out, as you know, is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 38 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. We begin this evening with breaking news. Now, we're not queer news tonight, so if we do breaking news at It's Happening Out, you know it's going to be important. I'm all verklempt. The legend has returned.
I just want to make sure you all know why you're here.
Yes!
In this room, all bets are off.
This is tough.
Amy Schumer.
Oh,
Truth or dare?
dare, bitch.
Wow, starting off with a dare.
I want you to show me with this spread how you lick your husband's
What?
asshole. I mean butthole.
I think we're done. Oh my God, it's happening.
Nope. He does have a gaping butthole. I don't think he'd mind me saying.
Okay, now Eric, it's your turn.
This is kind of like sad and gross.
Sad and gross is very popular right now.
Wes, also known as Diplo.
Ah, come on.
Truth or dare?
There.
You said dare.
Yeah.
My first thought was dip your balls in the margarita and then finish the rest of it.
You're so highbrow.
I do it.
You don't have to show your dick.
Yes, you do. And you can't go over there and hide it.
Well, you gotta show Madonna.
Yes.
Jack, you have to verify that he's
Why am I in charge?
I don't know, it just feels right.
Verification. He did it. It's a part two. You have to slam it. Pound it.
The balls are disinfected now with the alcohol.
That's beautiful.
Can we do Madonna?
Don't ask, just do it.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
I want you to tongue kiss Jack Black right now.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
I wanted it. We all wanted it.
I am a different man.
Yeah. I'm also a different man. Bob.
Yes, Bob.
I'm going for a dare.
Show us with this Evian bottle.
Okay.
How you suck it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
That's a lot of cum.
And he swallowed.
We can learn from this.
I'm learning.
Yes, Bob.
Okay, it's Mike's turn. I feel sick. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Okay,
Mine is Kate Berlant.
True.
Okay, if you could pick one person at the table to have 12 hours of sex with.
12 hours.
And after you have to go to a spaghetti dinner and disco.
Yes.
All with the same person?
Yeah, so you pick one person to go down on, go around town, have 16 hours of sex, disco, and
This
spaghetti.
was 12.
dinner. Holy shit.
It's too easy. I'm sitting at a table with Madonna. I feel so honored. I love spaghetti.
Can't eat spaghetti unless my mom makes it.
Well, she could be in the other room.
Truth or dare? Dare.
Yes.
The dare is to create our original photo from the sex book with you and Wayne and Jack and Madonna. Everyone against the wall.
He's a director. Let him do his thing.
Is it everybody? Where? Oh, I wasn't even invited.
I want you guys to feel it a little bit, to show me.
Show you what?
Not the downward dog. There you go.
I'm drawn to Madonna, obviously.
Okay, then we build from there. All right. Okay, Wayne on the other side.
Wayne, grab them titties.
Here we go.
Poetry ass. You're never.
Everybody, if you can't see the camera can't see you. Hold on, here we go. I think we did it. Got it.
You know what? I have one. Madonna.
Yeah.
I dare you to do a world tour and play your greatest motherfucking hits.
4 decades?
Yeah, bitch.
As in 40 years?
Yes.
As in all those songs?
Fuck yeah.
We're talking
We're
Like a
talking
Virgin?
open your heart. We're talking tropical on the island breeze.
All of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be. La Isla Bonita. Wait, hold up. That's a lot of songs.
It's a lot of songs.
You think people would come to that show?
I'll be there.
Well, I'll be there. Oh,
there?
yeah. I'm there.
There? Okay, so the answer is fuck yeah.
Yeah.
80s, 90s, 2000s, 4 decades of music avec moi. MLVC. Welcome to the party, Bishop.
Did I mention verklempt? Breaking news. We're excited here at It's Happening Out because Madonna will be visiting us at the Miami-Dade Arena in downtown Miami on September 9th, just before It's Happening Out's 5th anniversary. Ooh. What do we think about the Big M?
Oh, I love her. And I don't care that she's older. I don't care that we've moved into this new generation. This new generation wouldn't exist without that woman.
Hello.
Just flat out. It wouldn't exist.
Right. And, you know, and I always wondered, like, why they gave her such a hard time about her age. Because, look, Cher's in her 70s, and they, you know, they don't harass her like that.
Rajee, pay attention to the show tonight. I'm going to get that about 50 times, because that's all they got.
55. But this right here is why we love her. Who brings that amount of diverse, unique individuals, unique humans together.
And crush it.
And not only crush it, but, like, hits it out the freaking atmosphere, and then one announcement, and done.
Yeah.
And scene.
That's it.
Well, and I'll tell you, you talk about Cher. Cher has been doing her infinite farewell tours, but she's always saying her greatest hits. What makes this tour somewhat unique is she's going to start singing stuff. Like, I'm not going to pay $500 to only hear stuff from 2003 forward. I want to hear La Isla Bonita. I want to see her writhe on a bed, doing like a virgin. And for God's sakes, I want to hear Holiday. Otherwise,
oh my God, to me, her earliest music was the best.
We were all singing Borderline.
Borderline.
We were all singing Borderline. But do you think she can writhe on a bed? Does it still get wet though?
Does it still get wet?
It still gets wet. It might get a little dry.
That's what it is.
It'll fold up.
Yeah, it'll fold up. That'll be it.
And if she sets the concert to 8 o'clock and doesn't start until 11, she will.
You already know what she's going to be doing because that's what happened on the last concert.
Has anybody seen Madonna in concert?
Oh yeah.
Were you at one of the concerts?
Eventually, I saw her.
The people beside me literally were like, "I have to go."
One of the shows was this exact same arena. It was called. I think it was.
No, it was at Dolphin Stadium. You had a full stadium of people that were pissed off at her.
I watched her at
the Rebel Heart Tour.
American Airlines.
I was at that one.
And the DJ broke down and was finished in another hour. And the only thing that they could do was bring him back and set him up. People booed.
It was
3 hours late.
Hilarious.
And when she came onto the stage, Madonna, in classic Madonna, said, "This is a late city. This is Miami, you motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Right.
Bam, and off she went. It was like,
I think she's looking great too. She is snatched.
Yeah.
I mean, she is like bungee corded at this point.
I was literally like a whole new human, But I mean, I'm
that's why I love it. I'm like, do what you have to do. Like, she's not hurting anybody. She's raising her kids, and they're turning out amazing.
I agree with John. She throws down. Wait, what do you mean? All my hits? You think somebody would come and to listen to all my hits?
Yes.
That's why everyone's going to come. This is historic. We will never get to see this again.
No.
Oh, wait. Did I say I'll never get to see this again? Oh, wait. Am I going to ever get to see this again except on that date? No, because that's why I already have my tickets.
My God.
Of course you do.
Next week I'll say, well, I'm going to be backstage. I'm going to be applying her makeup. Oh my gosh.
Wait, you make a funny joke. She is on Saturday night at Miami Arena. On Thursday night, she's in Tampa, which means she has a Friday. Let's work on something on the Friday.
Yes.
Hey, one other thing that I want to mention, very South Florida-ish. You remember the sex book?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a sex book, and I told the story. I have a sex book that is personalized and autographed from her. Remember, it was the steel aluminium cover, whatever it is, with the steel
rim. The world is scandalized.
Remember that opening picture of her completely naked hitchhiking?
Yes.
Does everybody remember where that was?
Where?
On US 1 in Miami.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Wow. US
I didn't
1.
know that.
The opening picture in the sex book is right here in Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That sex book really was.
She was here for our Basel for the anniversary of the book.
That's right.
With age does come wisdom.
This
Who knew? Who knew?
All right. It justifies breaking news, right?
Yes.
Kudos.
Very good.
Very good. All right. Next up, TikTok has become the top source for viral content on the internet. You can find everything from recipes, hot guys, and vacation clips. And nothing says vacation like a cruise on the new cruise brand, Virgin Voyages. Virgin has been an iconic supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, and now Virgin Voyages, sailing right from Miami, brings that to an entire new level as your #1 choice of an LGBTQ plus vacation experience. Value is the word at Virgin, and a value that includes being an adult-only cruise, Wi-Fi, all food from 20 plus eateries, tips, group workouts, and even essential drinks. All are included. And that's value. And their values are also self-evident. Virgin Voyages fights for equality and the right to be seen and heard and included. And this is why Virgin Voyages is part of our best TikTok of the week. So each week we will show you our favorite TikTok video. This week, check out my new dog from user at the Unforsakens.
So where's this dog I keep hearing so much about? Oh, he's right here. That's a grown-ass man. Yeah, he's a little old, but hey, who said you can't teach old dogs new tricks? Ready? Watch this. Speak. What's up, bro? Good boy. Yeah, he just spoke English. That's an actual human being. Yeah, you guess he kind of does have like that human-like personality. Because it's a fucking dude. I feel like we're drastically overlooking the fact that this is just a guy on all fours that you keep in your house, or? He's actually a rescue. Did I mention that? What does that even mean in this context? It's a shame. I found him out wandering the streets all by himself one night, so I took him in. I was walking to class one day and he just grabbed me. Okay, what's your name, dude? I call him Snowball. It's actually Dennis. Okay, so this is like some type of kink thing. No, dude, he genuinely thinks I'm a dog. Okay, even then, why are you going along with this? Free rent, free food. Still, dude, that can't be. 401k matching, pension plan, dental coverage. You get dental coverage? Let me tell you, my canines have never looked so good, huh? Meow. Daddy's little kitten.
Who thinks the dog is sexy as all get out? What do you think from the Unforsakens?
I thought it was Daft Punk's YouTube channel.
Oh my God, because of his mask. Oh, geez.
Well, let's thank John for his last visit.
Yes. It was nice having you. It was wonderful being here.
We tried to give you another chance from last time. Clearly,
there's mints at the door. So.
I have to ask the $10,000 question at TikTok. I'm not a huge, gigantic embracer of the platform. This Gen Z are just, I have some troubles with it.
I'm verklempt.
Obviously, a tremendous amount of effort to go into a video like that. He's producing all of the characters and the edit. Does it seem like more work than it's worth? Or
not at all. This has become an area where people who did not have the resources, that they can make something funny. And I mean, if you like you said, you're like ancient Greek letters, right? But the thing is, if you scroll through, you keep scrolling.
Wait, old joke number one.
No,
definitely number 4.
You did it on yourself first. So you opened Pandora's box. Did you love her? I bet you guys were good friends. But honestly, if you go on TikTok, you start scrolling
I just
through.
Spit up some Bacardi.
Oh, someone get Daddy a bib. It's pure content, and people are everyday people, right? These are just people who have curious ideas. They are making some hilarious content. And not just hilarious, like some of these, like the documentary level things that people are doing, exposés, there's a lot of amazing things going on there. So it's not just culture. I feel like, because I have friends that are older as well, right? And some of them get sucked into it too. So it's really become a much more open platform for people to kind of make something brand new.
To piggyback on you, and Al, I was a lot like you. I was resistant. I was like, God, I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have YouTube. And Sander, Jazz Jennings' brother, was the one that pulled me aside, and he was like, Rajee, you need to get on TikTok, because it's like what the young generation is doing. And it's like, since I've been on, I've been able to connect to a younger audience. So, and it's worldwide, it's so popular. And so I think it's a great thing. And by the way, I'm thinking about getting a dog, and I'd love to.
But TikTok allows the creativity to show and kind of go against the grain. So if you really know about Pride and how they are now pushing out critters, how they don't want puppies, human puppies at Pride. They don't want this. And so what he's actually done is not only made it comical, but now educated the world, the masses creatively that,
Well, congratulations to the Unforsakens.
And to the puppies and critters out there. Like, let's hook them up.
Let's close up TikTok by simply saying in my best Ron DeSantis voice, TikTok is where the woke come to die. Oh, wait, I got that wrong. Maybe that wasn't his quote. All right, before we leave the dock with TikTok, let's think about the best place to make your next video, a Virgin Voyages cruise.
Now we're voyaging. Come on, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Loving will be easy because I like my dream. Red golden green.
Well, thank you, Virgin Voyages. I love that message. I need a drink.
Yes.
Who's with me?
Yes.
Everybody's
Please.
with me? All right, let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. We have played this game since season 1, episode 1. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I make 6 statements to our host. Agree with the statement, and then they take this shot. If they disagree, well, it's going to be a long night for everybody. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right,
go.
and let's go. Let's play I'd Swallow That. And we remind you, I'd Swallow That is sponsored by the LGBTQ plus community's favorite spirit brand. Bacardi is the world's most loved rum brand and a special sponsor to our nonprofit 501c3 efforts to educate, inform, and empower the LGBTQ plus community. Bacardi is as diverse as our LGBTQ plus community is. Our neighbors right here in South Florida, they are the world's largest privately held spirits company. Bacardi is also a legacy name in their support of the LGBTQ plus community with sponsorships, pride embracements, and a deep and passionate support of our LGBTQ plus charities and our causes. And that's why tonight It's Happening Out plays I'd Swallow That with our favorite rum drink, Bacardi. All right, here we go. While some fantasy role-playing video games like Dragon Age Inquisition offer players the chance to dabble in queer romances and sex scenes, it's often as a side dish to the larger goal of fighting evil and saving the kingdom. But now, a fantasy game comes along that puts gay romance as the main quest. It's called The Alchemist. You play an alchemist apprentice beginning their 5th and final year of training. Like other visual novels, The Alchemist storyline will proceed based on the conventional and behavioral choices that you make. But the game isn't all chit-chat and cuddling around. There's healing to render, a landscape to explore, and many surprises that could push you and your suitors closer together or sadly apart. The sexy characters of The Alchemist include Kinky Sullivan, Not So Shy Nath, Flirty Duran, and Romantic Will. So, question number 1. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I want to have a fantasy game, gay sex, with knight, bard, hunter, and magician.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
About time. I'm tired of doing straight ones.
All right, so I'm not a game player. Tell me about sex and sex.
Dragon's Age. I could see it on your face. It was hurting you just to say it. Inquisition. I don't know.
Is this fun?
Yes.
I think I'd do it. I think it's fun.
So it kind of reminded me of Mad Libs on steroids. You all remember the Mad Lib game where you had to put it in an adjective name. So it's like you just kind of creating your own story. You have no idea where it goes, except there's some penetration involved and some healing. I mean, who has it?
I mean,
like that?
I'm really hoping, because since you're not a gamer, God of War, which is another big franchise, that sex used to be a very big piece of the game, and you actually had to hit certain button codes for like the thing to complete to get to completion. So as this came out, I was like, oh boy, where is this going to go? Because a lot of these dating/sexual games have become really prominent online lately. So this should be interesting.
Now, in this game, I understand that it's not a platform where you play with people all over the world.
Right.
You're playing only by yourself.
You're playing by yourself.
Now, you're sitting in your basement, as you often do, at your mom's house.
In Florida?
And you're playing this gay sex fantasy game all by yourself. This sounds like, something that I was doing at 14.
Well, I mean, the thing is that this, in terms of the adult element to it, there is a new subculture of adult fantasy, adult sci-fi, it's a whole new world that's really started to spawn in maybe like the last 10 years. This is really the first, I don't want to say mainstream, but it being on the Steam store, that's really the main place for people to buy PC games. That's a big deal because they don't normally approve games like that. So it's a big deal that they've actually been able to cross that threshold into the mainstream.
Does this mean, because I don't know, there's straight counterparts to games like this
that
the straight community is playing. So at least we can claim we're getting some equality in terms of this being offered. That's what you just said. Okay, interesting. All right, let's move on. This week marked the 46th birthday of Orlando Jonathan Blanchard Copeland Bloom.
All those British people.
Orlando Bloom. And though the actor is decidedly straight, in fact, he's Mr. Katy Perry, it's still a day worth celebrating because for many gays of a certain age, third joke in this show. Bloom, that's from the writers, by the way. Bloom was a formative crush for many of us. There are a few projects from the past few years worth pointing out to anyone still harboring a crush on the actor. And one of them is a 2017 movie that you may have missed by the name of Retaliation. In the drama, Bloom stars as a man named Malky, a victim of childhood abuse who's still dealing with the ghost of his past, even as an adult. The film flew under the radar when it was released, receiving a quiet U.S. release a few years ago. This is a kind of surprising situation, considering the fact that the wild thing that happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie. Orlando Bloom walks onto screen completely nude, aside from a healthy amount of tattoos covering his body, and Blue's Malky grabs a container of Vaseline from his drawer, which he uses in front of a mirror to lube up a nightstick. Then he walks over to a standing mirror, treating audiences to a full butt shot, and proceeds to put that nightstick right up his well, I think you probably get it. Question 2. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Happy birthday, Orlando Bloom. And we still remember when you greased up that baton and pushed it up there.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, baby.
Are you surprised that Orlando Bloom would do a movie and a scene like this? No? Why not?
He's a serious actor. I mean, you know, he was in a lot of fun, goofy stuff. Pirates of the Caribbean, the Hobbit movie, or the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But he takes his roles very seriously. And he, I'm not going to get into if he's method actor and how he prepared for this particular.
I feel like he's a man who knows his prostate.
But he is very real. And if you've seen, remember the pictures a few years ago of him rowing, naked, but all akimbo with Katy Perry?
That's right.
That, you know, he sort of takes that approach.
Don't you wish you could have been a fly on the wall when he reads this scene in the script and he goes home and he says, Katie, let me tell you what I'm going to do tomorrow.
No, I want to be the baton.
Katie would have been like, do it.
They went to the closet. She said, which one? And then they proceeded to method. I mean, he's a great method actor.
Perry. You know, she was like cheerleading it on, like, go, do it, yes.
Isn't she the one that kissed the girl, though?
Yeah, and liked it.
Yeah. And liked it.
And liked it.
And wrote a whole song about it.
Does it surprise you that it would be so, I don't know if it's the right word, but I'm thinking the word brutal. To use a baton and grease up a baton that way as opposed to other alternative kinds of things. Doesn't it feel kind of brutal?
Well, at least based on like the images, and I haven't seen the movie, but based on the images and it seems like it goes along with the narrative of that world. Because I mean, every shot from the movie looks very dreary, very sad. So it's like, you can already tell that there's a lot of self-hatred going on in the film, so it does go along with that.
But definitely shock value. Yeah. I mean, when you see it last scene like that.
But also you got to think about the time and the age, and so if you're having some issues with your sexuality and what you like and what you don't like, you have to go with what you have available. And so although it might have been a little shocking, but that's all he had available, and he had a scratch that needed to be itched, or itch that needed to be scratched, or a tunnel of love, you know, something.
It's double-handed.
I'm thinking of a practical aspect. You've got a handle, it's got length,
it's
got
actually
reach.
practical.
Honestly.
Before I move on to the next I swallow that, I need a few moments to ponder.
Who uses Vaseline now? I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, he's British.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they've got
It looks already.
Maybe they're not as far ahead in their lube technology as America is. You know, the lube wars.
See, you lost me, because if you'd have said, well, he's from Arkansas, then I would have.
Well, he said Vaseline. I was like,
let's move on. Julia Quinn, the author of the Bridgerton novel series, is open to the idea of the Netflix show featuring an LGBTQ plus protagonist as lead during one of its next seasons. Even though Bridgerton features out gay actor Jonathan Bailey, the dreamy, by the way, Jonathan Bailey, in one of the story's main roles, he plays a straight character who gets married to a woman in season 2. Alas, there have been hints that the TV show features LGBTQ plus characters, among them which could lead to one of those individuals becoming the leading character or protagonist in their own season of the Bridgerton in the future. So, question number 3, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I love the 18th century. If it in the new Bridgerton features a lead character that is LGBTQ+. It's a requirement.
I'd love it.
Or is it not?
No.
To love Bridgerton. It is. Okay, we all drank to that.
Yeah. Bridgerton is just wonderful television, especially if you like period television. And I actually, period. And, but I think it's interesting though, because this is over, especially like British culture things. This is actually becoming a new wave of exploring the queer side of things. There's even a movie coming out where they're going to talk about King James and his lover and things like that. So it's part of this new narrative where they're not afraid to talk about it anymore, which I think Bridgerton's the perfect place because it's a very mainstream show.
You know, in interesting vein to the observation you just made of what's driving the potential of storylines like this. We talked at Queer News Tonight this week about both the Golden Globes, but especially Critics' Choice. The gay storylines, the gay and LGBT actors are just cleaning up.
Oh, yes.
The Golden Globes were as gay as anything that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And the Critics' Choice, I mean, just across the board. And I asked when we were talking about it at Queer News Tonight, what's going on here? And a very interesting observation of discussion focused on the fact that we're no longer sidekick stories.
Yes.
And that we're moving to front and center of being the story. And that's why the quality of television and film related to LGBT is improving so much. Do you all agree with that?
Yeah, and Al, I said that I use the example of trans people on TV. Trans people were on TV back in the 90s.
That's true.
But the way we were on TV, we were made a mockery of. Like, is it a man? Is it a woman? You know, Jerry Springer type TV. Now, with the authentic stories out there, I think people, any story, if it's authentic, people relate to it. Yes.
That's an interesting observation.
And I think it starts at further up the chain. I mean, we talked about Ryan Murphy's acceptance speech at the Golden Globes, but he became a bigwig in Hollywood and gained his influence, and then was able to empower queer actors and minority actors, which I really think makes a big difference.
And don't you think it might be the world's way of showing support for our community?
Well, absolutely. And so I'm normally never a fan of anything 1800s, and that was never good for my people. But I love the fact, you know, again, anything that we can queer up, you know, and giving our people, you know, those gay folks, gay for pay, you know, pay for straight, opportunity to show that we're more than one dimensional. We can do it all. We can do and plus. And think about this on a historical level. Imagine those people they looked up to were actually true gay folks that they did not want to recognize, and now their stories are finally being told, and they have to now swallow that and accept that that's a real thing.
I have a friend that we binge Bridgerton when it comes out, and his favorite character, and please forgive me because I can't remember the name of the character, but it's the black woman, and first off, probably not historically correct.
Probably not.
Right. You think? But you love it because she cocks her head and she has a twinkle in her eye of going, I'm the only one that really knows what's going on. It is fabulous.
Can we talk about the fine black man that was on last season? Reggae, I think.
Yes.
That's who I want to talk about.
Possibly James Bond.
Have you met my friend Elimination?
Yes.
This is my baby.
Rihanna is back. That's worth saying again.
Yes.
Rihanna is back. The pop sensation who is all set to perform at the Apple Music Super Bowl 57 halftime show in February teased her fans this week with a new video. The diva took to Instagram and shared an enthralling teaser ahead of her highly anticipated performance. Dressed in a black dress, layered with an impossible to ignore feather yellow cape, Rihanna flaunted her Fenty style. She also talked maybe about something about singing. On her quirky hairstyle, that deserves attention too. The beginning of the video sees the singer stepping out onto a walkway as voices in the background comment. on how long it's been since she shared her own music. But now that the video is dropped, the fans can't keep calm about it.
It's been 2,190 days.
Dude, Rihanna, we waited for you.
It's been over 6 years since the 9-time Grammy winner dropped her last album.
Riri, where have you been?
We've been impatiently waiting for
last
her.
project we got Rihanna.
The fans just predicted the end of Rihanna.
Damn. Question 4. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Rihanna's Super Bowl tease makes even me like sports ball.
Yeah.
She is perfection.
John, you slammed that down pretty quick.
I did. You know, when I first heard she was going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show, I peed myself a little bit. I am that excited for this. But I tell you, not everybody is loving it. Stephen A. Smith, who's a well-known commentator on ESPN, was on the Sherry Shepherd show. And she asked if he was excited for Rihanna. And he looks at her and goes, Rihanna's a lot of things, but she's not Beyonce. And I was like, ooh.
What?
I know. So there's a little controversy out there. She's getting a little, this show's getting a little juice.
Well, you know what he really, by the way, what he really meant is Beyonce didn't earn her $1 billion. That's what it really
So let's go from the tea. So first, I really just drank because you said, damn. When you said that, I might a little bit. But let's talk about the flawlessness of Rihanna from beginning to end. The mogul and her stepping out of that billionaire status of I've already done my own with my brain, my heart. I've been a mom. I am a mom. I've done my thing. It's time for me to get back out there. Side note, I only thought that Sunday was all about the concert at 8 o'clock. Now, who knew there was a football game?
Tell me when
in commercials. So thank you, Rihanna, for that.
Does any self-respecting, especially, let's make it gender specific of gay men. You know, I'm not excluding the rest of our acronym, but for gay men, does any self-respecting gay man care anything about football?
We have a gay sports bar down the street.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Well, I care about football, but you said self-respecting, so I guess I'm out of that.
They like to tailgate, I've noticed. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it has something to do with gator tail. Yeah.
I just think that it's so interesting, right? Because like Elimination said, when you do a pullback, so all of those voices that we're talking, think to yourself about where she started and where she is at now. I mean, of all of the musical artists, she has done something that no one has ever done before. She built a company from I remember still when that Fenty beauty brand started, when the Fenty clothing brand started, she started those things. And that billion status, when it happened, it was like a reverberation. You could actually feel it changed the industry.
Yeah.
And I love the fact the ending with her doing the shh, because that's literally, guys, that's what she's been doing. Everybody, that's where she's been.
You know, it starts, the first words that you hear, besides the clack of her heels, which I loved, that was so sexy. The first words you hear is, we haven't heard from her in 2009.
Isn't that so amazing? And so what caught my attention, not to cut you off, Al, is all the names that they call her are the names that we call her, Riri. And you got to say her name the appropriate way. And so they gave her, she moved in silence. And all the time, if you look at all the tabloids, all the news stories, they called her all those names. They said her name, just Rihanna, Riri, like they just like that. And you heard all the people come together.
And the other thing that I think is beautiful about this tease is we haven't heard from her in 2090 days. And of course, it's the embracement of her announcement. But for all of those people that think Rihanna is not relevant because we haven't heard from her in 2090 days, she's the only one walking to the bank in laughter. Because in the 2090 days, she's created a business that makes more money than all of her music combined from the ground floor. A Barbadian from Barbados, a black woman embracing the LGBTQ community and builds it from the ground up. Nobody gave Rihanna anything. So in the last 2090 days, Here's to you, girl.
Yeah.
We can't wait.
And let's not even think about her body positivity that she brings in her Fenty line.
Right.
She has big, she has small, she has it all. Everything. Take over the world, mama. Take over the world.
Sports ball is going to happen, but the most important thing happens in the middle of sports.
8 o'clock every time. Yes.
All right. Just like the LGBTQ plus community on Wilton Drive, we're taking a lot of shots because I've drank all of them so far tonight. Let's take a momentary break and hear from our sponsor, Bacardi Rum. Well, welcome back and thank you, Bacardi Rum.
Yes.
Ever since Cher invented the slap in 1987's Moonstruck, the open hand strike has been one of the most versatile moves in pop culture. It can be shocking, pithy, funny, insulting, even emotional. A slap can show up where you least expect it, you know, like on the Oscars stage. Or even at the center of a new tough guy reality competition series that's going to air on TBS. We're talking about a show called Power Slap, which somehow manages to turn slapping into sport, complete with a complex set of rules, dramatic staging, and a bunch of buff dudes trying their best not to wince. Though the show is eager to point out its, quote, the ultimate test of toughness, end quote, there's something pretty homoerotic about it all, if you ask me. What do you think? Question 5, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. It's barbaric when beefcake power slap reality contestants slap the hell out of each other. It's barbaric.
I'll drink that it's barbaric.
I think it is.
Oh, I
didn't say I didn't like it.
I don't think it's barbaric.
I don't think it's barbaric. I just don't like it. I just
want to say I'm really glad we chose not to show the video because there is a trailer out there, and I'm glad we didn't show it. Dana White is the head of UFC.
He knows about slapping.
He does, and that's the thing. He was caught on New Year's Eve, like just slapping his wife at a public event, and then he comes back on this. I mean, first off, not even to talk about concussions and head injuries and everything else that's dominating so much of the news these days in the world of sports. But just that this is like him back glorifying himself. He is a terrible person. This sounds like a terrible show. But yes, the guys are hot.
Well, there's always that.
So I'll slap many a body part, but when it gets down to the face, I have a problem. And I've been in a pansexual situation where we actually teach classes on how to slap a face. And I've actually sat in a class and I got upset.
Wait, what kind of class does that?
Impact play.
I love impact play. It's all impact play.
Really?
But I will share with you.
Rajee.
You're right.
Rajee's ready for the class. I brought my
I was
flogger.
getting a little excited here. I don't know.
And Rajee, I can slap some hips and some kicks and some things just for you. So impact play is when you use some type of instrument to lay hands or touch a body part. And so I've been in situations where I got triggered, but my counterpart, my sibling, a black woman, got excited. It's triggering to me because that is the most demeaning, other than being spit on, is to me the worst thing you can do to another human being ever. And so what that to me does is degrades. And you're right, it's very barbaric, but not in a positive way. And so the only thing that I think that we're gonna love it is people who like to see others humiliated. And again, I don't got anybody's young, but that's very triggering to me because I want to now fight. And I remember had to be restrained in that class from that one sibling who got so excited she jumped up to be next. Where I'm like, how? Where is the excitement in that?
Well, I just wonder if the straights are okay, because this is a competition that's been going on for a few years now. And I just wonder, is this their way of getting their impact play fantasies out? Because they do it publicly, they do it in groups, they do it privately. I'm just like,
yeah. I think people are going to watch because people love to watch that kind of stuff. They won't admit it, but they'll tune in.
Oh, people will watch. Exactly.
It's like driving past a car accident. You'll be like, oh my God.
And you're still watching.
What happened? I'm going 10 miles per hour.
Yes, and the worst natures of this. But I'm curious, is this sexually exciting?
No.
For some.
Not to
For
me.
some.
For some, there are.
Some it is, yes.
And so, yes.
For a significant number in our community, would this be sexually exciting?
I'll start the poll.
Yeah.
And is the answer yes or no?
I will start it.
I think that's a question for you, actually.
So again, I've sat in situations where people teach classes on how to, the appropriate way to land a cheek, the appropriate cup. And so I do think there is a part of our community that loves it. I do think it's a way to also show your manhood. It's a penis contest. How hard can you slap me? I can stand. I'm harder than you. I'm more manly than you. But I want to make sure that we realize though that although as men here, that our community, the LGBTQ, the T, the Q, the I, the A, all of those folks like this kind of stuff and participate in this.
I wasn't familiar with it until this week when we discussed it. I should say, by the way, Mark Moffat is not here with us tonight. We congratulate Mark. He got married.
Congratulations. Husband is now his brand.
What is not here tonight, and that is because at the wedding ceremony, Mark's on his honeymoon now with his new husband. And Faye whipped out her big penis and got into a slap fest, and the two boys liked it. And the three of them are now vacationing.
Congratulations. We love polyamory in the visual community.
I love it.
We congratulate Mark Moffat and his two new
What an
husbands.
aggressive baby that's going to be.
All right, let's move on. Printmaker Lar Flom shared the modified cover art in a TikTok video this week where they recorded a time lapse of the book rebinding process. This was all being done for queer Harry Potter fans. The simplified covers of all 7 Harry Potter books are now available on artist website LF Books, where they also accept rebinding commissions. During the process, Flom removes the casing and several pages that feature any mention of the controversial author who has been routinely criticized for her anti-trans views. Of course, we're talking about J.K. Rowling. In February of 2022, a video, the artist said, aimed at engaging critical and give options to people who do still want to enjoy Harry Potter without supporting J.K. Rowling. Customers can buy a single book in the series for $172, while all 7 books are available for $1,200.
Hello, welcome back to the Harry Potter Rebind series. If you're new here, my name's Laura. I'm a trans artist and bookbinder, and I rebind Harry Potter books without J.K. Rowling's name on them, because fuck her. It's been a minute since I posted a bookbinding video, so I figured I would do one video, start to finish, minus the printing process of binding a Harry Potter book. So after taking the book apart and removing the pages that need to be removed, I've re-glued some pages and I am gluing on the end pages that I had printed beforehand. Then right here, I am trimming everything down to size so that there's no weird overhang. Next up, the book goes into my finishing press and the spine gets shaved down of all of that extra glue so that I can round it with my little hammer. Not shown here. After that, the spine is re-glued and reinforced. Then once the cover boards and spine are cut to size, they're glued onto this piece of book cloth that has also been pre-cut. Also, I hurt my hand doing laundry somehow, so apologies for my knuckle band-aid. But yeah, everything's glued down with like a 1.5-inch overhang, and then corners are cut so there's no like material buildup once everything is folded over. Next up, the overhang is glued and pulled onto the bookboard, and then that's done on all 4 sides. I've just shown one side here for sake of time. Then the last step is gluing the end pages to the case, and that pretty much finishes the book. Fun little update, my next project is going to be rebinding the Twilight series, so if you're at all interested in that, keep an eye out. That'll be hopefully sometime in the near future. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Well, question 6, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I think it's genius that trans artist resells Harry Potter books with J.K. Rowling's name removed. What do we think?
Iconic, literally.
Genius? I'm not sure if genius is
I said iconic
I think
for a
it's
reason.
clever.
clever.
I think clever is the word.
Okay, I think they're clever, Rajee.
Yeah.
I think it's clever that they're doing it. I think it's genius that they're charging that much money for it.
That's okay, and I think the capitalism in that.
Okay, capitalism.
Wow.
That's a lot.
The reason why we showed you the video is there's a lot of work to do. This is very intentional.
Oh, yes.
Because it's a reconstruction. I worried about the possibility of copyright. No. There's not copyright. I satisfy my own question about it. No, they're modifying the book that they have purchased and changing the bindery and first pages. That is not a copyright violation.
So I will share with you, that was my thought too. You're still an intellectual property, and then because of that piece, because although you're altering the book, it's still kind of J.K. Rowling's. And so part of that was, how do we separate the author from the acts of the author and then make money off of that? But to take ownership from that our sibling here who says, you know what, well, I'm going to take that and make it my own and make money off of it. Kudos to that.
Well, that's a good way to stick it to JK.
Yeah.
I mean, as a trans woman,
no, absolutely.
She came up with a good way. She's like, okay, I'll fix you. I'm going to tear some pages out, redo the cover, and then I'm going to sell it and make money off of your behind. Really.
I tell you, I have to save this shot for a bit later in the show. I mean, God, I'm such the Debbie Downer on all the drinks to that today. But I'll tell you, I mean, I'm a journalist. By trade, I'm a journalist. And read your Orwell. They went back and took classic novels and they changed the words. We're going back through, we're changing the author. J.K. Rowling is terrible. She is a horrible human being. But this just scares me all to hell. It really does. Because when you start erasing the one thing that we don't like, I mean, they're already trying to erase this in Tallahassee and in state houses across the world, in Russia. We're erasing what we don't like, but the eraser is huge and it is coming for us. This just makes me incredibly uncomfortable.
So are you equating it to equate? Are you saying that it's going to be erasing J.K. Rowling entirely from the picture? Because I don't think that's the intent of it.
Well, the intent is to remove her from
the community that loves the story.
Yeah.
Well, I don't agree with that, because the narrative is, so you're still giving the story of that, and I was never a J.K. Harry Potter fan at all. Sure. But from what I gathered from is taking that personalization of J.K., but still giving the meat and potatoes of the story. And so you're giving that story to the masses. However, you're removing the problematic part of it. So although I totally disagree with kind of everything you're saying, but I do understand that it's only fair that we can't erase the problematic person that was there. Like, we got to accept that problematic person, recognize that problematic person, but then also not share the art that is that problem.
But in the modern really be erased.
No, that's the thing. Right? The modernization of the technology.
That's why
you can't erase a billionaire.
Well, no, it's not just about erasing a billionaire, though, because the way I look at it, much to John's point, I totally have the same fear, thought. But when I see this, and take the medium that it is, I think of it from the perspective of, why do people read this, right? This is escapism. This is fantasy. This is people's joy. And to me, it's not so much erasing J.K. Rowling. It's just erasing the trigger, right? Because a person, no one's going to forget who wrote the book. No one's going to forget that. But this is just taking that trigger away so that you don't have to stare at her name all the time. You don't have to be part of that.
Can I just say, if you don't like the science, and they didn't back in the day, that Leonardo da Vinci did, and you go to his work and you just take a little knife and you just cut out his signature at the bottom. The work is fundamentally the same, but it is 100% different as well.
But that's so arbitrary, because we have this written in history and technology and books and news articles and things that cannot be erased by just someone reprinting it.
Yeah. I want to, somebody commented on this story as it began to make the rounds that I read, and I thought it was a very interesting observation. Andy Warhol, arguably one of his most famous works, was the Campbell soup can. And he took the Campbell soup can and said, oh, it's not a product from Campbell's, and it's not a soup can. It is what I see this product is. And so he paints, I understand completely different than this situation, but he paints something and says, okay, now this is a new product. And we loved what Andy Warhol did with Campbell soups. Why isn't this just like that? That this artist, and we'll call the person an artist, why isn't it like that? That they've taken a product, They have fundamentally and structurally changed the product to create a brand new product, so we embrace the new product. Why wouldn't we do that? Why couldn't that satisfy you in terms of, this is a new product. It's no longer whatever, it's the Sorcerer's Stone. It's no longer that.
But it is fundamentally the same product. It's fundamentally the same product.
Okay.
And that's my argument with the that image.
And
I think
Campbell's
that image
still said Campbell's. You still,
but that image helped sell Campbell's soups and made Campbell still relevant to this day. And so when you go to and you watch the documentaries, they talk about how the label and the artistry of Campbell's being around for so long it has. Part of that attribution, that contribution is Andy Warhol making them relevant again. And so, and technically, you're not taking away
what this artist is doing.
And that's exactly what it is. But I do agree with the removing of the trigger, and that was a better way of saying it. So you can still love that whole genre of fantasy and living that life, but you don't have to be triggered per se by the artist that wrote it, and then that come back to you.
And the bottom line is she's still getting paid. She's still going to the bank because this person had to buy the books, right, to then revamp them.
That's
you know?
true, too.
So.
And just a quick side note on that, buy from local artists or Etsy artists who make their own product of, Harry Potter and child merch and not directly from, like things like Harry Potter themed areas.
Okay, it's a very interesting thing. One of the things that we get out of South protest comes in all forms and fashions, and we love that. Okay, that's I'd Swallow That. Next up is a segment we call our Best Thing of the Week. A Reddit user named Never Ending Jokes managed to stir the minds of fellow platform users by sharing a post with a picture asking platform users to indulge them in a game where they were supposed to replace any word in any movie with the word penis. Now, needless to say, this excited many of the users, and the flood of comments started piling up for this post. One user said, "Uncut penis," referring to the movie in 2019 named Uncut Gems. Another user said, "Penis out," referring to a murder mystery that's currently running, Knives Out. There were several such comments, and when I say several, I mean several thousand. The users liked and participated in this quirky game quite well. Reddit game, replace any word in gay-loved movie title with penis. What do we think about?
Love it. Think about it. Penis in the woods, Cabin in the Woods. Penis, Titanic. Wait, hang on.
Wait. Penis in the woods. I'm trying to, that's what I would do with a penis. Got it? Okay. What else did you say?
You have penis, replacing it for Titanic.
Wait. You're replacing
penis.
The entire giant boat.
Stream. Hang on. It can get a little dicey.
It's phallic.
I wonder why I'm sweating over here. I think the word penis is doing but you know what? Okay, so our beloved David Hopkins gave me this. I stole it from him. Hunt for red penis.
Yes, I've done that.
And then mine is...
that requires a doctor's visit.
How red it is.
There's a shot for that. There's a shot for that.
And then the one that I came up with is Spike Lee's She's Got to Have Penis.
I think you can do the whole
I'm holding on.
No, you can do the whole Tom Hanks IMDb. You've got Bachelor Penis.
Bachelor Penis?
You've got Penis Gump.
Penis Gump.
Penis versus the Volcano.
Which one speaks the most?
Penis 13.
I just went down the classic Hollywood route.
Wait. Did you have others?
I mean, I'm sure there's more, but you told me to
let them land.
Yeah.
Let them land. And we did. I went the classic Hollywood route, right? So
classic Hollywood.
So Gone with the Penis.
Oh, love that.
Right? Got one. Breakfast at Penis.
Love.
Right? Because breakfast at Tiffany's. Then I was like, oh wait, what do gays love a lot? Marilyn Monroe, right? So gentlemen prefer penis.
Ooh.
Right?
That never truer words have ever been said.
Right? How to marry a penis. Right? So there you go. And there's no penis like
Mark
show
Moffat
penis.
Just did that, by the way.
Yes, he did.
So there's no penis like
show penis.
So I love to share with you guys the best little penis in Texas.
Yes.
Wait. I've got Bud Abbott.
I've seen that one.
in my head. No.
We're about the Empire Strikes Penis.
Okay.
Wait, Al, go ahead. Think about it. Go ahead. I love
Darth
that.
Vader is appearing in my head, and
He doesn't have.
What about waiting to penis?
Oh yeah. Or penis to exhale.
Well, I did have waiting to
penis,
right?
like a Pride and Prejudice version. I love
Oh,
that.
Stella, get your penis back.
Or take a Spike Lee movie from school penis, just like community penis, just.
Oh, great minds think alike. We both mentioned Spike Lee.
And if you're an ultimate top,
Production has to crash the show. Why is it penis versus the volcano and not Joe versus the penis?
Oh, wow.
we have just been suggested.
Holy
Did you get
crap.
your 15 seconds?
So, and the last one that I had was Penis the Barbarian.
Ooh, I like that.
Ribbed for her
And then the
pleasure.
sequel, Red Penis.
Right. You need reference.
We're back to the
red.
Rajee started.
The needle.
10th visit.
All right. Well, you get it, right? Read the join Reddit and read it. All right. Each week at It's Happening Out, we ask our hosts about what is important to them. But there is a twist. It must be in just 30 seconds or you hear this bell. And this segment is called What's on Your Mind, and it's sponsored by Jet's Pizza. And I got it. Oh, okay. All right, great.
Thing number 2.
Is the oh God.
Flamer.
I see a disaster coming.
It's red penis.
Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice for South Florida.
Yes,
What's
it
on
is.
our mind is the deep dish Detroit-style pizza, or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust. Jet's Pizza has been with It's Happening Out for 4 years. They captured our attention with our 4th season campaign. Their campaign was called and is called Bigger is Better.
Yes.
And of course they're talking about their slices, which you think we were talking about. Jet supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits with more than 400 locations nationwide and 35 in Florida. They are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America. Hint, hint. And the South Florida LGBTQ plus community loves their pizza. And this is why Jet's Pizza is our sponsor of What's on My Mind. All right, let's go. Cameron Glass, what's on your mind?
My mind is Wilton Innovation. At the Shops of Wilton, they're opening 2 new bars right next to Hunter's. There's going to be our first kava bar in Wilton Manors and a cigar lounge. I'll be serving wine and beer only. It's going to be very chill. I'm very excited. I'll be working at them, maybe.
Excellent.
Come see me. Hi.
Very good. Thank you very much. And Elimination, what's on your mind this week?
Air fryers. So I've always used air fryers for French fries. But as adults, things happen. The oven went up. So I was like, well, let me try the air fryer with some fish. Oh my gosh. So that went from the fish to the pork chops. Mm-hmm. Then I went to a whole freaking chicken. And I was able to cook a whole freaking chicken in there. So who knew? Right. So now, but I've heard that bacon is the new thing with the air fryer. Now, my fear is, what do you do with all the popping grease? What happens?
You know what to do with the grease.
And in one sentence, yes or no, the air fryer cooks good food?
Yes.
The air fryer cooks great food.
Great food. Well, who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thought?
All right. And Rajee, what's on your mind this week?
Do you really want to know?
Yes. Tell me.
And I'm hungry after you.
Literally.
Me or the fryer? Me or the fryer, baby?
Stop flirting.
I can't help myself. So, okay. I don't know. I just think I'm a woman of a certain age, a trans woman of a certain age, and I recently met this guy. So he wants to have sex like in public, like in the car.
Ooh, I drink to that.
But this is the thing. I'm like, why am I gonna be cramped up in some car when I have like a comfortable bed in my nice apartment that I can sprawl out in? And so do you think I should go for it or?
No.
Does he have a truck?
Yes.
Maybe like a Silverado.
No, that's what they build good days inns for. Auntie Maim, what's on your mind this week?
What's on my mind this week is the Wilton Onesie Wonderland is coming up this Saturday. So if anybody is local.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't.
I'm hosting it.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
I know, right? Wilton Fish. So
Wilton Fish.
Wilton Fish, right? It's a fundraiser, so you can come out. You can see it online. You can go to Instagram or Facebook. You get a wristband. It gives you discounts at all the different bars. And it's a fundraiser for Latino Salute, which is really awesome. So I'm very, very excited. It's going to be fun.
Lots of fun. And Sean Hayden, what's on your mind this week?
On my mind is don't let people tell you post too many pictures of your pets. Pet pictures are the only things keeping the cesspool known as the internet alive and tolerable for the rest of us. If you've got a 5-month-old puppy, a 16-year-old kitten, or an iguana so old that he's orange and not green anymore, I don't care. Take the pictures, post them, and share the love.
You know, thank you for sharing that. And as you started, you know, that's not my problem. My problem is I tell my friends, you're posting too many pictures of your penis. That's the problem that we have.
Get off Twitter.
And that 60 and up group?
Yeah, there is.
There's another one.
I think we're past 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
How is the Villages?
You know, they had their own color code. Did you see they had their own color
I saw the
code?
loofahs today.
The loofah sponge. Who knew?
Wait, that's 7.
The loofah code.
That's all they got. That's all they got. All right.
At least
and
we do pills. Heart medicine.
Right. No, I don't need any pills. And also on our mind is Jets.
We've all heard.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
We were all just talking while we were watching that, how much we love that commercial. It looks so good. Thank you, Jets.
Thank you, Jets.
Our Hotspots magazine is celebrating 38 years now in 2023. It has been documenting the LGBTQ plus lifestyle and is the spirit of our Hotspots queer entertainment this week. And that is sponsored by the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. In the LGBTQ plus community, we always make jokes about size matters. And when it comes to Broward Center, size does matter. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the destination of choice for LGBTQ plus South Florida. We talk about it in shows a half a dozen times every week. They are known for their spectacular entertainment in a large variety of performance venues. Broward Center ranks among the top 10 most visited theaters in the world, presenting more than 700 performances a year to more than 700,000 patrons. Broward Center is the home for LGBTQ plus entertainers, shows, Broadway national drag performance, LGBTQ plus choral events, and so much more. And Broward Center supports one of the world's largest gay communities of Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, and really all over South Florida. They support that LGBTQ plus community and our nonprofits unlike any theater in South Florida. And we're excited to tell you in upcoming shows, the rich 2023 of the Q1 season that the Broward Center for Performing Arts will bring to our LGBTQ plus community. By the way, did you know that surveys show that the LGBTQ community participates in live theater performances 2.5 times more often than our straight counterparts? Shocking. And that's why they are the sponsor of Hotspot's Queer Entertainment this week. Here we go. One of the most highly anticipated new series of 2023 is HBO's The Last of Us. It premiered Sunday night. The TV show is based on a video game of the same name. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world in which fungus that takes over the bodies of ants has turned much of humanity into monstrous, bloodthirsty creatures. The action centers around a traumatized smuggler named Joel, played by Pedro Pascal, and the 14-year-old orphan Ellie, played by Bella Ramsey, who he's tasked with protecting on a perilous journey. Ellie is immune to the fungus and represents humanity's last hope of survival. The show is known for its LGBTQ plus inclusion, and Ellie is absolutely crystal clear as queer, as are side characters Frank, played by Murray Bartlett, and Bill, played by Nick Offerman, whose stories reportedly get fleshed out in an episode later in the season devoted entirely to their relationship. Critics are raving about this show.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. You
keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
Why are you so important? Somewhere out west. They're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches, I'm taking you with me. Do what I say when I say it. Got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far, then you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us. Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you're someone's.
You trust me?
Our Hotspots Queer Entertainment headline of the week. Everything you want to know about HBO's LGBTQ plus inclusive apocalyptic The Last of Us. What do y'all think? HBO presenting.
Well, Auntie Maim, did we both shiver at the same time when we were coming out of that video? Like It was like, oh my gosh.
Anyone else's nipples hard? I'm just, I got chills all over.
Let me see if mine.
Anything that says fungus is automatically
Then right there. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that I was helping you with the. Boom. Okay.
HBO putting the fun in fungus.
Exactly. Could somebody hand me a can of Lysol? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I might have to get HBO Max. It looked pretty good. I would watch it.
And here's an interesting thing. Of course, I love the Walking Dead series. I love the new Vampire series at AMC. I'm trying to like the new Witches series, Mayfair at AMC. This is a whole different standard. This is Game of Thrones standard. This is a company that says, wait, we're not only going to do it, it's going to be spectacular. We're going to put the budget into it and our name on it, HBO. And I haven't seen the first episode yet that appeared on Sunday. I'm going to see it. But the reviews, I'm just telling you, I hope I'm not disappointed. But of everything that's happened in this season, I have not seen reviews for anything like this show.
So I kind of, watching reviews and doing the research for tonight, I love the fact that it shows, that we all are acceptable. So it doesn't leave one particular party out. Then the inclusion of all the diversity of the characters. We're all coming together as a community to fight this thing. And to me, that leaves no persons behind. And so therefore the reviews can be good because we all can stand by it. And you don't often see that today in theater.
I've worked in entertainment journalism for a long time, and a lot of my friends are still critics, and they get several episodes ahead of time. So they've seen the gay one with Nick Offerman, who's an incredible actor. But so they've seen the episode where it flushes out a lot of stuff. And these are my straight friends who are critics, and they were like, John, you're absolutely gonna love it. They also told me to wait a couple weeks before I watch it so I could watch 3 in a row, because they're like, if you watch just one, you're gonna be like, till the next week. So I haven't seen the first one, but I'm gonna watch them this Sunday.
One of the interesting things in the story, which is fascinating to me, we have seen the zombie trope how many 10,000 times, which I like. I watched every second of this final season of Walking Dead that happened, and they have 2 new series versions. 3. Thank you. You're right. Of Walking Dead that are being launched. It is a viral infection. You bite, you get infected, you become zombie. HBO in The Last of Us is doing something different, which is fascinating to me, and I didn't know anything about. I'm a sci-fi fan. I'm a horror fan. Fungus. Wait, what? Yes. Wait, what? And animals. David in production showed me pictures today of fungus on ants,
yes.
and how it grows and it mutates. And they take something absolutely going on in our natural world, and then of course take it to the storyline of what they're doing and how it mutates, etc. There's no antibiotics. This is not spread by bite. This is a fungus, which is completely different. And because they are focusing on something that is completely new and different, they get to blaze trails in ways that we go, I haven't seen that trope before. This is something new. And because they're willing to explore a new storyline, gazillions of people are going to buy in instantaneously of go, wait, I've got to watch this. Because like of the dragons in Game of Thrones and the White Walkers, winter is coming. Winter is coming. They say it 100 times, and all the world says winter is coming.
Well, I mean, the source material. So I know that you're not a gamer, but this is considered one of the greatest video games of the modern 21st century. So it and its sequel are both ranked always at the top. And the thing is that I was excited about this before they even did production because there were a lot of promises made. When HBO said we want to do this, the creators said, cool, we have a lot of demands because it's that major in terms of the world of video games. Like, it's not just a everyday franchise. And so when they got the rights for it, I knew immediately, I was like, oh, something amazing is about to happen.
It's in the right place.
Yes, because it was in the right place. And that's the thing that you'll see. It's so funny when you said, I love sci-fi, because I'm thinking, this man should play video games because he is missing an entire world.
His button, his fingers, his eyes, his coordination. Maybe
wait. This man knows how to work his fingers. We know that.
Auntie Maim has first-hand experience, literally.
I say this in the gaming. Here's the interesting thing. Not to take it off topic of hotspots, but in terms of gaming, in college, I was a national champion of Missile Command.
Oh, wow.
I played 35 hours a week.
What in the world?
On a
that was 75 years ago. That was 75 years ago.
I mean, here at the studio.
And the issue is, I don't know what transition, because the reason I was so good at Missile Command is it was a 2-hand, 3-button on the right, 1 joystick on the left, and I was really good with both of my hands, which, by the way, went through my entire life. And as a result, I was good at Missile Command. And then something happened. The digital move to console and home play, it wasn't as interesting.
What's so funny is that this is just the start. There are multiple, we call them AAA titles, right? AAA are the best of them. There are multiple AAA titles that are all being developed right now.
Yeah.
Because the content of these games is not like anything you've ever seen. I mean, this is a game you play it for 60 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's not like anything that's ever happened before. So the amount of writing they put into it
how
is amazing.
A male figure is taking on a young feminine identified figure, gay. Again, let's look at what's happening in our world. Gay should not adapt. A gay taking a male figure, helping a young feminine identified person through the world, looking out for it, not abandoning, not stepping away, stepping up to the plate and allowing this to happen.
Wait.
So again,
now you have me, because any television show, and especially as high quality as this appears to be on HBO, it's going to totally piss off the Gang of Three: Tucker Carlson, Governor Abbott, and Ron DeSantis.
Oh my gosh, we cannot forget about that piece at all.
Can we celebrate just really Pedro essentially becoming the world's daddy figure? I mean, he's got this, he's got the Mandalorian, he's literally America and the world's daddy right now. And it's like, adopt me.
I'm taking it.
Adopt me, take me.
Let's go.
Completely off topic. Don't you think it'd be so fierce to have Al stream on Twitch or something, trying to learn how to play The Last of Us?
Do that.
I'm just saying, call in.
Wait, I'm laughing hilariously in my head when you say Al and Twitch. All right. And speaking of hotspots,
I'll drink to that, please.
Here's a quick glimpse of the venues that are part of the Broward Center.
The Broward Center for the Performing Arts, Parker Playhouse, Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, Rose and Alfred Miniachi Performing Arts Center, 4 venues that together bring a wealth of excitement to our community through the performing arts. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the center for world-class live entertainment, arts education, special events, dining, and more.
Well, thank you, Broward Center for Performing Arts. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m. every week.
Hello everyone, my name is Francia. I am an Afro-Venezuelan singer, songwriter, dancer, healing through music. You can find me on all social media platforms at Francia Canta, and you can find my album Infinita on all music streaming platforms as well. That's Francia Infinita. And Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
All right, next up, if we were standing around the LGBTQ plus water cooler, this is what we might all be talking about this week. It's sponsored by Hot Topic. Hot Topic is an American retail chain with nearly 700 locations specializing in counterculture clothing and related accessories, as well as licensed music. Hot Topic represents many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more. Apparently also games on Twitch.
Yeah.
Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise that celebrates all aspects of the LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations. And very notable is their support of the Trevor Project, the LGBTQ plus community's most important voice for LGBTQ plus young people. And that's why they are the sponsor of It's Happening Out via Hot Topic. All right, here we go. Going all the way is definitely on the menu for gays. Sex-positive brand Love Honey has recently conducted a poll which they found out 49% of the LGBT respondents, principally gay men, said they got down and dirty after initially meeting up with a potential romantic partner. On the flip side, 42% claimed to have kept it more chaste and said that they had not bumped uglies. I think that's what we call that.
Yes,
oh my God.
Yes.
Playing the long game can certainly have its perks for those 42%. As per the survey, Gen Z and Boomers also appear to have more in common than you may have thought, as those aged 18 to 24, which is Cameron, and over 55, which is Al, were the least likely groups to get down to business after the first date. No, I'm not in this group.
You were not at all. You were not. Like 3 boxes away.
Respondents, I was leading the group. I was studying. Respondents also shared different reasons why they were open to getting hot and heavy following a successful first date. The most popular answers were that they simply enjoy having sex. Our hot topic of the week: half of gay men are having sex on the first date, according to this new study. What do y'all think?
Apparently, I've been on more dates than I ever thought.
They call it date in French.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I was like, Are they sure it's 49 and not 79%?
Right.
I mean, just because of, I guess I come from a different generation and my stereotyping, but it's interesting to hear the statistics.
Did y'all think the number was low? 49%?
Yes, I did.
Did you think it was?
I actually thought, I don't tell you know me diving a little bit deeper, and the number for digging a little bit deeper. Yeah, on the first day I did like
Collapsible
dig.
hands. Yes.
But the number for those who like it was only like 20% for those for kink capability, you know, compatibility, and typically it takes longer for you to truly identify if we're gonna be kinky together. Yeah. So I can't put you in restraints on the first night because a lawsuit is literally like this to happen.
Does that looking right with a little twinkle in his eye?
Doesn't that require a little bit more trust as well?
What's the whole conversation
like someone
negotiation?
You hook up with.
It's a lot of negotiation, and so for them to utilize that as a reason, to me was a little off-putting. I mean, just realize that I see you, I like your vibe, let's get it happening. Now, my question is, if we go out to a whole
is that what
dinner,
your kids are saying these days?
We're beating the beast with two backs.
Yeah.
But
infant.
How do you have a four-course dinner and then I'm trying to put myself inside you?
Oh, hello. That will not be happening. I am sorry. No, we are not doing a full-course dinner, and you then gonna take me home and turn me over? No. And you know, I used
come to life, Rajee. Yes, baby. Yes.
Ground for Rajee.
You triggered me just
Wait.
now.
Note to self. Striking that off the list.
Done.
But I'll tell you, because my thing was, I used to think, oh my God, if I do it on the first date, they're not going to come back, and doesn't always work that
is
way.
This 1963, and June Cleaver said you're giving up the goods.
Well,
is that what you
That's
said?
the mentality I had, but then I learned that sometimes you could hold out and you wait a week or 2 weeks and you do it and they don't come back.
It's funny. It gives us an opportunity to talk about this. This is a cultural story for LGBT. I won't say that you meant to or you didn't mean to, but saying I'm going to hold out for is a power issue. It's not a sexual issue. It's a control issue. I'm going to control you by something that has to do with sex.
Edge the relationship.
Is that something we do in 23?
Sometimes I'm just so good that whether I give it up on the first night or not.
Such a pretty lady.
You have them texting in the morning after thinking about you.
Does you think sex's power influence this study and the answers that I'm willing to use sex as power, so therefore I'm not going to have
I don't think that, but I think there's two different things there, right? Because I think that there are people that do use it as power, but like Rajee said, there are some people that don't do it out of shame. Right? Some people hold off not because of the power dynamic, but because of their own feelings. And very often a fear factor, because even as you said, June Cleaver, that still permeates society. It's still there, right? We're a lot looser than we used to be, but it's still there, that there are plenty, and that the Gen Z, right? There is a new cycle that's starting, right? It's not coincidental that baby boomers and Gen Z have this unusual thing in common. It's because now that we have established a new normal where, like Mark Buffett, people are getting married, people are starting families. Now a younger generation is actually looking at sex differently again because the whole narrative has started changing again about what is queer relationships, what are those things, and some of them are rejecting that old school mentality of first date, let's get down. Because
I'm curious to that observation and broadly. Whether we want to admit it or not, we're dramatically influenced by the straight broad community, how we've been raised, what the church says is reasonable, etc. There's this incredible double standard. I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm just expressing the possibility from discussion of an opinion. There is this incredible double standard in American society. We're puritanical. We're influenced by the church. We're influenced by a morality standard that's different than Europe and other places in the world. If you're the cheerleader and you're in 10th grade, you hold out, you do nothing. If you're the 10th grader boy, go for it, get as many as you can.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a complete double standard. Where does gay sit in the middle of that, as opposed to what we think about what girls should do and what straight boys should do? Because we think very completely different. Okay for the boys, not okay for the girls. What happens in LGBT, but specifically gay men?
That's a good
I mean, I think about when I existed in that society, right? So when you existed in that society, one of the things that I never even thought or entertained was having relations with a boy. It wasn't even a thing I thought of because where you're at, it's so taboo still. And I think that even if we have moved into like this new generation, there's still a taboo that it's gonna fall more along the lines of the cheerleader because people have internalized shame.
Okay, and that's a response to even internal homophobia. But that's not my question. My question is among gay men, and LGBT broadly, but gay men, our desire to have sex with other gay men, let's just say it's completely fine. We have sex. Are we the straight boy or are we the straight girl?
It's a mixed bag.
So I want to say, I'm going to say that I think it's more the straight boy with responsibility, meaning that we're now teaching the fact that you can do that. You can love your body. You can love expressing the feeling of touch, but do it responsibly if need be. And if not, here are the precautions that you need to take in order to protect yourself and always think that way. So I think we're a person, a human who needs to be touched and loved on. And so we encourage that within our community. Sometimes we go a little bit too far down a rabbit hole, but that's something that I would say definitely that teenage boy side.
So to that point, does it surprise us that nearly half of all LGBT, and again, principally this study is mostly gay men, half of gay men are saying, no, I don't have sex.
Here's my next point though. These are specifically about dates, not just general hookups. So at that point, that's where we have to kind of draw the line.
What does that mean? What's the difference?
That's a difference.
Because, you know, you go on Scruff, you go on Grindr, you can look for dates or you can look for hookups. And I think sometimes we kind of misconstrue the two.
Why is a hookup not a first date?
Why is it not a first date?
You're meeting. You and I meet each other on Grindr, right? And vice versa too, by the way.
And bam.
Exactly. And for many reasons. And we get together and we hook up based on our meeting in Grindr. That's still a first date. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the drink at the bar, or I'm taking the dinner at Applebee's out of it.
That's the issue that I was having with the survey, though, is because terminology matters, and unfortunately, because terminology in the queer world is different than the straight world. So this group that was doing the survey, right, if they didn't ask the question in a particular way, where a lot of queer society does look at a hookup world and a date world as two different things.
Let's assume, okay.
But the methodology of this particular study was it excluded the hookups, the Grindr meetup. So it's intentionally, I think, focusing on the dinner at Applebee's.
Okay.
But look how long it took us to get there.
Or the meat, like the meat that we see each other, you know, we meet, we have a drink, we do whatever. Because that was still part of the conversation. And that's still intentionally, you go into the game that morning, that when you get ready, whatever it is that you're going to do, what's going to happen if this goes well. If it doesn't go well, then we go on separate cards. But if it does go well, I'm closing the deal. I'm closing the deal.
Truth be told, like some of my hookups, I don't know if I'd really want to go out on a date with them. I mean, you know, I do think it's a distinctive difference in our community.
Would it be bad of me to give Elimination bus fare from me now and say thank you very much?
The bus still running? Okay. People call Ubers for him. He doesn't ride the bus.
That's right. So the last 2 weeks, there's been love here. Clearly, the divorce has happened, and I love it.
Oh my God, who gets custody of me?
I will.
I get you. Dibs.
Okay, cool.
All right, the white boy at the table gets you. All right,
the whiter,
the whiter boy. Exactly.
Usually.
Oh my! All right, last question related to this. This roughly 50-50 split that the study identifies with. Let's grant the issue that most of the respondents are thinking about a dating situation. We have drinks, we have dinner, we get in bed.
We have drinks.
Half are doing that, and then we have more drinks. And with John, he has all drinks and then passes out and doesn't get into bed. Is this good for us? Do we think that this is healthy results, or do we think that this is not healthy?
Sure. Yeah.
What does sure mean?
Every person has their own individual aspects of what can be, romantic, what can be sexual, where they can lie in that romance. Because now we're also talking about, aro ace people. So they're part of the community as well. They don't want to have sex on the 1st or frankly the 5th or maybe the 10th date. So we have to remember there is more to the LGBTQ plus
Okay, interesting point that I didn't consider, but let's broaden the conversation. Is the broad results of this report good for the community? Half of the community is saying no problem. Half of the community is saying no, thank you, not yet.
So they don't live in woke manners clearly, and so I think that, and to answer your question, I don't think it's good because I'm not really sure how truthful they were. 53% that say yeah, they enjoy the sex.
Now we're getting to where
yes.
I'm exploring.
And
Are
yes.
people telling the truth
No.
in this story?
Because the numbers were 49% say yeah, they do it on the first night. But then they went down a little bit deeper, and then 53% said they do it because they enjoy the sex. So I think there's a larger number of folks who, depending on the question that was asked, they segregated the data.
Do you all agree with elimination?
I do, but I think the healthiness of it, though, right? Because that's very often. So me and my husband talk about this a lot of times in his field. That sex is a very intimate thing, and we are kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, right? Because we have what society says you should feel about sex, and then what you feel for sex. And I think that within our community specifically, it is at least a bit more sex positive and a little bit more healthy. I'm going to say the healthiest. That it's not something that alarms me, right? It's not like I see it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's too many people. But it does lead into further conversations about what does sex mean to you, right? Because there's sex and then what it means to you, what it means to that further relationship, or if it means you even explore deeper with a person. So there's a lot of unexplored areas to that.
I want to finish the segment by just playing a game. I haven't done this in a while. Let's play a flash poll. We haven't played a flash poll at It's Happening Out in a while. I'm going to ask you a question. The only thing I want you to hear is no, or answer is no explanation, yes or no. Everybody agree?
Yes.
That's our flash poll. All right.
Yes.
You, with no exceptions, whether you're in relationship, not relationship, that is not important in our flash poll. Would you have sex on your first date? Would you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Would you, yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So it's interesting.
Pause.
How about you?
Yeah, wait a minute, Al.
We all know the answer, but we want to hear it.
I just want to hear it. Yeah.
And it's interesting. We end the flash poll of going, gosh, we really suspect that 49% is not the right number. And perhaps we've come to one of the conclusions of we question the truthfulness of the participants in the survey. It's very interesting, an interesting issue in terms of sex in the LGBTQ community. All right, let's move on. Next is our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. Speaking of sex, it is sponsored by Andrew Christian. Our game is a playful conversation about sex. Andrew Christian is the literal representation of that playfulness and the world's most recognized sexy fashion brand for men. Iconic names like Trophy Boy, their swimsuits, their underwear are just the start of Andrew Christian. Founded by and dedicated to the LGBTQ plus community, Andrew Christian has become a status symbol for straight men wanting to adopt the style that Andrew Christian represents. The brand's support of our community is unparalleled. Pride events, major parties, charitable fundraisers, and many other issues that have become critical to the gay community are all supported by Andrew Christian. And we congratulate Andrew himself for making the 22 prestigious Out 100 list. His brand presence in pop culture, entertainment, video, and so much more is why Andrew Christian is our sponsor of Shag, Marry, Chop. So this time, we've just completed the National Federal Holiday on Martin Luther King Day. And that's our theme. Martin Luther King's Day, and here are the sexy guys who have played him in movies. And that is as follows. Anthony Mackie, who played him in All the Way. Jeffrey Wright, who portrayed the activist in Boycott. And Nelson Ellis, who played Dr. King in The Butler. So let's play Shag, Marry, Chop. And Cameron, let's begin with you. Who are you going to shag this week?
Anthony can shag me any day of the week. I just know it's going to be a good time.
There was a lot of goods in that.
Because I know he'll give it good.
Okay. Oh my God. And who are you? Auntie Maim is going, oh dear. And who are you going to marry?
Marrying Jeffrey, I feel like he can raise a family of 2 and try for 4, but we can keep going.
Wait, are you going to be one of the children he's raising?
No, he's going to try putting them in me.
Bum.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I walked right into that one.
Yes, you did.
And why the chop then?
I don't know much about Nelson. He's handsome. He's very good looking. I love a man in glasses, especially. Hi, Al.
Yeah. Did you?
Did you say hi, Al?
Did you ever watch the HBO show with Sookie and the vampire show?
I did not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. And Rajee, who are you going to shag?
Oh, okay. So decisions. I'm shagging Jeffrey Wright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
He's the kind of goofiest of the 3.
Yeah.
He's the academic kind of.
He is. I don't know.
You like
I
smart
guess
guys,
I'm
do
a
you?
little bit of a cougar.
You like really?
I just
a little bit.
I'm just
Tell us about your
gonna
leopard
admit
print.
it. And so
You like smart guys?
She's literally wearing a cougar.
Right.
Yeah, I like smart guys. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like smart guys.
Yeah.
Wrong table, sorry.
I've been known to be pretty smart.
You've been known.
Wow.
Yeah, just not tonight, but okay.
Oh my God, they're making a Rajee sandwich here. That side. Ooh.
You get the best of both worlds, the old and the young. I mean, you know, hey.
I
think they call it a French
Oh, and I've got even a better joke of the best of both worlds. And who are you marrying?
Okay, I'm marrying Anthony.
Are you?
Yeah,
And why
I'm
Anthony?
marrying. He's sexy to me.
Is he?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
And the
it's something about, I don't know. I just like when I look at him, I'm thinking, okay, I could be married to him. Yeah.
And the shag goes to Nelson. Ooh, so too.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm the same as you. I don't really know much about him. I think he's cute, and he's definitely young.
Yeah.
Yeah. and again, to the fact that to the point that I am a cougar.
And did you see Cameron didn't? Did you see him play along with Sookie in the Vampire Movie?
No, I didn't.
He was as queer
as queer as can be.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In it, he was. It was just incredible. It was iconic vision of uber LGBT and a fighter. He
absolutely.
If he,
we'll have a viewing
he could
party.
have been Marsha P. Johnson as a gay man.
Absolutely.
That's what I pictured.
Are you serious?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree.
When you get your HBO Max for Last of Us,
please.
watch True
Yes.
Blood.
Yes.
Blood.
Oh
he
my
was
God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So he's an excellent actor.
Yes,
He was.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And John Hayden, who are you shagging?
I am shagging Jeffrey Wright. I loved him in Angels in America, which, my God, has been, 20 years now. But he's just such a very cool character. But he's got this like rough little underside to him that I just know he's waiting to let out.
You like rough?
A little bit.
Oh.
His eyebrows just go up. I think I just Bacardi.
I need more drinks, please.
Unfortunately, I still have some Bacardi.
Do you have any Pepto-Bismol shots?
I am marrying Anthony Mackie because he is just beautiful. He's a really nice guy. He's very personable when you meet him. He's just
After I
very
divorce him, right? Then you can
Wait.
have him.
Now, why don't you make fun of him when week after week he drops a mic just seeding in?
So let me.
Wait, seeding what?
I hung out with him. Oh, I slept with him.
I just want you to know that in my mind, this is Al Jr. all day. Like this is all day. Like I'm just like when y'all two together, I don't know which one do the mic name drop more. Like,
Oh, is that what that weird
Oh
aura is?
my
Swap me
God.
glasses right now.
Swap me glasses.
Oh my.
It's like I was
Let's
swimming
try.
in vanilla.
Let's see how this goes. All right.
Like the whiter name drop. You know,
Well, first off, oh my God. First off, the eyesight here is horrendous. And second, mine are much more expensive. All right.
$1 can go so far. Who knew $1 could go so far?
Exactly. And your chop?
I've got to chop Nelson.
He's 0 for 3.
Well, he's passed away. So
And did you watch it?
I don't feel much of a feature.
Did you?
Oh, I love True Blood.
Oh my
And I don't understand if you watch that series how you couldn't be influenced by him.
Oh, he was wonderful.
I mean,
I mean, his representation, like you said, Marsha P. Johnson, but also in the small Louisiana parish backwater.
Wait a minute. What was his character?
Yes.
Lafayette.
That's all. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, duh.
And he
I did see him.
handled vampires.
He handled straight phobia. He had all kinds of phobia, whether it be racist or
Boys,
like
girls,
gay phobia. Like,
bitch,
oh my
you're gonna
God.
like me.
Yeah.
He was genius.
And you used to wear the bandana, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
All right, and Auntie Maim, who are you shagging?
Okay, I'm gonna shag Anthony Mackie, so hopefully he'll show up with that Falcon costume.
Thank you.
He is cute.
I love a Marvel man, and I just can't help it.
And you're gonna marry Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want Jeffrey Wright to like read Shakespeare while he's rubbing my hair and I'm laying in his lap. That's
He's gonna rub. Wait. Which
I want him
hair?
rubbing
the
my head
wig
while he's
or the real hair.
My real hair. You got nice hair under here too. It's also red, right?
It is.
That's what I want. I want him rubbing my head, reading Shakespeare while we just lay there by the fire.
See,
that's the man.
Academic. He's
That's the man right
smart.
there. I love smart. I'm married to a doctor. I love smart men.
Okay, name drop.
Say what?
Did you know I'm smart?
Did you know you're smart?
I ask you, bitch. All right.
my God.
All
This is
right.
Anthony
Whatever.
Maim's last show.
All right. And Elimination, who are you shagging?
So kudos to production for finding this many variations of
That's
MLK.
right.
I think I want to make sure I recognize that. That's important too. So kudos to that. I am also going to marry Anthony Mackie. I, as you all know, I've said it many times, I'm a Marvel fan. So I think that he will be the guy that will save the day over and over and over again. And I can do some things with, and we can make some lot of cosplay thing happen.
You can invite the Winter Soldier over.
Oh my gosh! Like, just can you imagine me?
Got hot.
Making,
All of a sudden, I'm going, what?
Making Captain America tap out. Can you imagine that? Like, it's okay.
That's
I'm sorry.
Eiffel Tower right there.
I had a whole moment.
With you. Wait, can we pause a moment?
Yes.
All right,
Imagine
now I'm
that.
better.
A Marvel
Imagine that.
train. Yes.
And that smile, like, and the feature. We would have beautiful babies that he can carry.
Y'all would,
Oh my
but you
gosh.
know, who's
But
going
pretty
to carry
hair.
him? Who's going to carry him?
Yeah, we can.
I will.
Cameron.
I will. It won't be the turn, but we
Nobody
can keep...
invited you to the party.
You can't invite me if I'm already there.
You walk into the bedroom with him, and he pulls the blankets down, and there's Cameron with him.
Oh my gosh.
Then you got to decide. All right. Okay.
I see room for more. Bring it in.
California King.
You're married.
I am going to marry Anthony. I'm going to shag Jeffrey. I think he's a great cuddler. I think that he will be so much fun to cuddle with. And I think he has like the best nipples that we can do, like the best nipple play with. I mean, that smile alone just says like, tie me up and have your way.
Everybody says that to you.
Oh, I love it. Elimination Chamber has its own reputation.
There's
because
an Elimination Chamber.
There's the whole chamber.
Oh,
I've sent people his way.
And so for Nelson, yes, iconic character. True Blood was amazing. His body work just for his short amount of time here on Earth was so amazing. But Lafayette, I can't smash Lafayette.
But he was a strong.
He was amazing. His body was amazing.
Big.
And he could probably cook for me too. He could feed me all day. He could cook all day. But yeah, I just don't want to put my And the fact that he's his transition was a whole other. And his character in Martin. I mean, his portrayal of Martin wasn't as sexy to me as the other.
No.
When Jeffrey spoke,
I can see that.
the whole voice
Jeffrey
of
Wright's
that,
voice is
he
like,
took it on. Like he took it
Walls
on.
quaking.
It's very funny with me. So all of you have rejected Nelson. He's 100% chop. What's interesting to me is if of the three of them, there would be one person that I would want as a roommate and be with all of the time, it would be Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
The reason is because the boy is going to entertain you and you're going to laugh all the time.
That's why I said the whole time we shouldn't do chop, we should do friend zoned.
Yeah.
Or postpone. Normally I say postpone, but I try to make Al because Al was like, you got to do it my way today. He's being that supreme white guy. It's my way or no way.
I know.
So I had to give in today.
Elimination mentioned or left out there is it's got to be my old way. That's the only thing that you didn't hear him say, but he would have.
That was Sinatra's greatest song.
Exactly. I mean, that goes without saying.
Damn, that was good. All right, with so much shagging, marrying, and chopping, let me remind you of what we love about Andrew Christian.
Show technology features a hidden comfy cup that acts like a cock ring. You put your dick and balls in, and it lifts up and up. It features our signature slimming waistband. It's great for everyday support, going to the gym, or just when you want to enhance it. Show It Tech adds up to 1.5 inches to your current frontal measurements. Show everyone what you're working with Show It Tech. Get it now at andrewchristian.com.
All right, it's time to say goodnight. So let's hear from our host for one final time. And let's begin with a goodnight from John Hayden.
Just wanted to say shout out to my good friend Faye. She's not with us tonight. She's on holiday. Faye, what? Anyway, girl, you're not here, but we are thinking of you, and this one's for you.
Right. She just got triggered. So.
Yes. Faye. And Cameron, good night from you.
Good night, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else in the world. Don't forget, get tested, know your status.
Absolutely. And a good night from Auntie Maim.
Good night, my few friends that I have here sitting around the table, right? And good night to everyone that's watching us out in TV land. Remember, go to mimsandmaims.com to listen to my podcast and just cook to it. That's what I do. So, bye.
Yeah, Mims and Maims.
You listen to your own
Maim.
podcast?
Mims and Maims.
.com.
And Rajee, a good night from you.
Well, I just have to say it's been lovely.
Yeah.
We love having you.
I really had a great time. It's great to do the show again. And I want to say anyone out there that wants to connect with me, you can go to Rajee_BotchTV or my TikTok, thanks to Sister Jennings at Rajeelicious. So
you are delicious.
Oh, wait a minute now. I might want to get in that chamber.
No slapping.
I just want to say, to everyone in the world, just take some time out to be kind to people. Yeah. Even sometimes just a smile. You walk past someone and you smile at them. You don't know how that, I love your smile. You don't know how that could really change someone's day and brighten their day. I've seen it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. Well, that's it.
Wow.
Elimination. A good night from you.
Don't throw nothing. You might hit me.
I'll take these away.
Good night to my kinky humans, the crazy white guy in the corner. It's always that crazy white guy that always want to silence the black voice. However, support your black and trans artists. Follow me on Elimination, Onyx at Instagram. Follow as I support my sisters and my trans siblings in their artistry. I think there's also take time to remember that I'm an ambassador for the second year of Hollywood Pride.
Yeah.
Proud to support that organization. For the Leather Weekend is coming, end of the month, all around January 29th. And to the crazy white guy, you can silence me, but you can never get rid of me.
And I don't want to silence you. All right.
Gag him.
Well, I'm scared of the Elimination Chamber. Well, that's
I love you, Al.
Another week with It's Happening Now. You sat right here at the LGBTQ plus kitchen table with us as we kikied on so many different things that are important to our LGBTQ community. We invite you to follow our 501c3 nonprofit experiment. We do this because we think it's important. Full stop. Yeah. That's it. Is our LGBTQ community important to you? Our mission means we deeply believe it is. We encourage you, pick up Hotspots magazine. It'll go on stands on Thursday. All over South Florida. Queer News Tonight is covering the LGBTQ plus news of South Florida, America, and our world, and it's daily and live at 8 p.m. on Roku, Apple Television, and many other television platforms. And our flagship is with you right now, here tonight. 4 years of this. It was the first to ever do it, and we're still here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Because remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. And until next time, good night.
Good night.
There we go. That was a good show. That was a very good show. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.